Hey, what's up guys? It's TechSummer talking to you here. And in today's video, I want to talk about the iPhone 15 again. And sorry for that, because I've made several iPhone 15 videos on the last week. But today's video I think it's important because the camera specs have leaked. And yes, 3-4 days to go for the event. It will happen on the 12th of September, so next Tuesday. I think that talking about the new camera specs and all the leaks coming out about the new specs and features for these cameras, then I do believe, so close to the event, that these will be real. So I want to make a video about it so you all informed, and when the event happens you can comment down below saying if the leaks were correct or wrong. So yes, thank you guys for watching. Do not forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Let's talk about all the iPhone 15 and 15 Pro camera features and actual specs. So before we do that, I want to talk about today's video sponsor, Zira Wireless Case. This is a case for your iPhone. This is incredible. The Zira case is really cool. This case is actually made of silicone, it has a matte back, and it's actually really high quality. I've used it for the last few days and I enjoyed it a lot. It has this ring on the back that it doubles as a MagSafe holder, that it supports MagSafe and it shows you where to put it. It is also a support to your iPhone. And you can support your iPhone vertically and horizontally, so you can watch videos, scroll through TikTok, whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it. They are also available on several colors, just like this silver one, the same case that I'm using on my iPhone, but on a silver color, and a transparent case, the same as Apple's transparent TPU case, but much cheaper. So the link will be on the description down below. Go check it out. And if you do, and you buy one, then know that you will be supporting the channel. So thanks Zira Case for sponsoring today's video. Roll the intro. The iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Plus will see huge upgrades to the cameras. Yes, I will talk about right away about these two iPhones. The iPhone 15 and 15 Plus will feature a new 48 megapixel sensor on their camera side. But you are probably asking yourself right now, isn't this camera sensor the same sensor present on the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max? Why that much excitement when talking about it? Well, simple, because it isn't. This is not the same sensor found on the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max, the same that I've actually been using for the past 1 year. It isn't the same sensor as this one. No, this is a new sensor created by Sony and is actually pretty exciting. This is an f1.6, not an f1.8 present on the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max. And so this sensor is going to be brand new and better than that one, because a lower f-stop means a wider aperture, so it actually lets in more light, being better on a low light scenario. When your camera phone has a better low light scenario, it enables it to take better photos with less noise. That's the worst part about taking photos and videos at night or poor lighting conditions. So with a lower f-stop, all your videos, all your photos will look sharper and much better at night. But the aperture is not just responsible for taking better photos at low light capabilities. No, it is also responsible to create this background blur you can see behind me. This is used by having a lower f-stop lens. I'm using a Sony a6700 and I'm using a 15mm f1.4. This is the lens that I'm using, and because of the f1.4, all the background seems a bit blurred. If I moved closer to the camera and farther away from my background, the further away I will be, and of course, the background will be more blurred. But again, a lower f-stop on the iPhone is more meaningful for the low light capabilities than the bokeh, but better bokeh is always better, and it will look better and more natural when you are filming and taking photos on the normal photo and video mode, not using the fake bokeh used on the cinematic mode. Nowadays, everyone likes to use cinematic mode, and I think it's a pretty cool feature and I think it's really useful. But sometimes it makes mistakes and the blur does not look natural, let's be honest. So yeah, I think improving the f-stop on iPhone lenses and make them bigger will improve and make more natural videos and photos with more natural blurs. So this is a great move from Apple to put a lower f-stop on their main sensor, a huge 48 megapixel main sensor. But don't get me wrong, this sensor won't be better than the iPhone 15 Pro that is coming ahead. Although the specs might say different, let me explain. The iPhone 15 Pro will feature a 48 megapixel sensor, the same one present on the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max. This one will be an f1.8. So, like I explained to you earlier, the iPhone 15 will have an f1.6 and the iPhone 15 Pro will have an f1.8. Why am I saying that the iPhone 15 Pro still has a better sensor than the iPhone 15 if, like I explained to you earlier, a lower f-stop normally means better photos and videos? Well, because of the size of the iPhone 15 Pro sensor, the sheer volume and size of the iPhone sensor, the 15 Pro sensor will be bigger, much bigger than the iPhone 15's. So while having a little bit higher of head stop, but it will compensate with a huge sensor. So it will still capture way more light than the iPhone 15 can. But again, this does not matter because Apple will actually disable some features that make the iPhone 15 Pro camera so good with the 48 megapixel sensor. Because Apple won't be adding the Pro RAW capabilities to the iPhone 15s. This is kind of a prediction from mine. No leaks have been talking about that, but I don't think Apple will add a Pro RAW, this feature called Pro RAW, to the iPhone 15s, because I don't think Apple wants to put a Pro feature on a normal iPhone. They call it Pro Motion for a reason. They call it Pro RAW for a reason. They call it Pro Res for a reason. All of these are features meant for the Pro iPhones, for the Pro iPads, for the Pro Max, not for the consumer side. And that's why I think Apple won't be adding Pro RAW to the iPhone 15s. And this means you won't be able to take those amazing, sharp 48 megapixel shots with your iPhone 15. The iPhone 15 48 megapixel sensor will be for pixel binning, so creating smaller 12 megapixel images from the 48 megapixel sensor. This will mean that you will still have amazing and incredible low light shots, sharper normal photos, sharper zooms, especially the 2x optical zoom. Yes, Apple will be able to recreate the 2x telephoto on the iPhone 15s without adding a new camera. We have seen this feature on the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max, and for the last year I've used it and it's incredible. I've used it so many times because a 2x telephoto is that one that is really useful. You use it so many times and it's not a burden to use because the quality is not worse actually than the main sensor because it's the same sensor, it's the main sensor. While if you zoom in 3 times with the telephoto on a poor lighting conditions, you will see the difference. So that amazing 2x button found on the iPhone 14 Pro Max, let me see if I can grab mine and explain to you. So this amazing button that you could probably see here, let me see if you can focus on the cameras. Yeah, this button here that you can see here, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, this button here is the one coming for the iPhone 15s. Be prepared, this is an incredible feature. Be prepared, this is an amazing feature. Without adding a telephoto lens, so more hardware to the iPhone 15s, making it more expensive, Apple is actually doing something really smart and adding a 48 megapixel sensor, creating an illusion that you have an ultrawide camera, a main sensor, and a telephoto on a dual camera system. So really smart Apple, really smart. But still, the iPhone 15 Pro main sensor will be better. You will still have all the features for the Pro cameras, Pro RAW, the 48 megapixel shot, and so much more that Apple will create this year. Because every year they launch a new feature for the iPhone camera, and I cannot wait to see which one it is this year. So, if you want to know about the ultrawide camera on the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus, well, it will be the same ultrawide camera as the iPhone 14s. You'll have a 12 megapixel ultrawide camera. And this kind of sucks, because the ultrawide camera was one of my complaints about the iPhone 14's camera. It was a really good main sensor, still the 12 megapixel was still an amazing main sensor, but the ultrawide camera fell apart so many times when I was trying to make videos, taking photos at night, or at some very dark city with some incredible lights. I wanted to take some incredible ultrawide shots on the strip, on Las Vegas Strip, and I couldn't because the ultrawide at night doesn't look that good. When compared to the main sensor, it's actually a huge downgrade. So I'm actually kind of bummed that Apple didn't improve the telephoto found on the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus. As for the peripheral cameras on the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, finally I have good news, we have an upgrade. The telephoto lens will go from a 12 megapixel to a 12.7 megapixel camera, and of course with an f2.8. This is on the Pro model, while the Pro Max won't have the same sensor as the iPhone 15 Pro. For the first time, Apple is adding a Periscope lens to the iPhone, and this is the biggest news of today's video. Stop and stare, because now I will tell you about the biggest upgrade for the iPhone 15s that you will see in Tuesday's event. That's the Periscope lens. The Periscope lens will enable the iPhone to zoom further, much further, without losing any quality. Finally, Apple is giving up and putting a Periscope lens on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. This lens has been found on Android phones like the Samsung S22 Ultra S23 Ultra, S21 Ultra, and other devices. Even the Pixel phone now has some Periscope capabilities. But now Apple is adding it to the Pro Max model, and I'm super excited. According to Min Chi Kuo, we should expect 5 to 6x zoom capabilities. This is double the telephoto lens that you have currently on the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and that I've been using for the last year. So currently you have the 1x, the 2x, and the 3x. The 1x being the main sensor, the 2x being the cropped on the 48 megapixel sensor, and then the 3x, which is the telephoto lens. This doesn't make any sense because the 3x and the 2x are actually pretty close, and now the telephoto starts not to make that much sense. But now I actually know what Apple means when they put that 2x crop. Now, by putting a periscope lens side to side with this 2x lens, or this 2x crop, then Apple will be able to have a 1x, a very balanced 2x for most shots, and then an incredible 6x telephoto to zoom in like crazy whenever you want to do so. Sports photography, wildlife photography, taking photos of your kids playing sports. This is huge. This is huge news coming for the iPhone, and this is one of my biggest requests for the last few years since I've tried the Samsung S22 Ultra, I think in 2021. So I'm super excited for Apple adding a periscope lens to the iPhone. This is going to be the biggest thing on that event, and I want to know which features Apple will create with it, which new actual software features, not just hardware features, but software features that Apple will bake with this periscope lens. I'm super excited. I cannot wait to see the iPhone 15 Pro Max and buy one. But as for the ultra-wide lens, I'm happy to report that Apple is also making an upgrade to this very poor lens. The ultra-wide on the iPhone 14 Pro Max was a mixed bag for me, because it was really good during good lighting, like during the day it was really good, very well stabilized, the photos came out sharp and really well taken during the day. But as soon as you take it to poor lighting conditions, to night shots, to night mode, oh my god, it just completely falls apart. I don't know why, but it is like that. Normally ultra-wide lenses need to be really good and high quality to take good night shots, and even so, they are always worse than tighter focal lenses like a 20mm. But again, Apple is fixing it, making it a 13.4 megapixel sensor with an f2.2. So it's going to perform much better on low light capabilities. An f2.2 is almost really close to the f1.8 found on the main sensor. So I hope this ultrawide is actually better than the iPhone 14 Pro Max's ultrawide camera. That one was not bad, but it wasn't perfect for certain. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Which one is your favorite upgrade? The iPhone 15's new sensor, the 48 megapixel sensor, straight from Sony, or the incredible, amazing and completely innovative periscope lens found on the iPhone 15 Pro Max? Let me know all of that in the comments down below. Again, these are all leaks. Take these with a huge grain of salt. These are not confirmed. Again, guys, these are not confirmed. I put confirmed on the title because we are so close to the event that it might be. But again, this could all change. This could all be different. Apple could announce something totally different, and I don't know because I'm not an insider. I don't have inside information. But I think 3 days to the event, oh my god, I think that we have all the information that we need. So again, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, drop a like down below. Do not forget to check out the Zero Case website. I promise you will love them. Go into my link on the description down below and help out the channel. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Tech Summer talking to you here. Bye bye.